Ladies and gentlemen, it is your host of Prison of Millions. You know my name. It is Andre Norman. We are in the building. Devin Wade Network, shout out. Canyon, New Jersey is on deck. We are still here. We're filming all over the world, y'all. And Camden's just as good as place as any. Last week, Amsterdam. Last week, Beverly Hills. Next week, Bel Air. Today, we in Camden. I'm saying we're sharing and growing with the people. And we have the good doctor with us.
Absolutely. Hello.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm saying, would you like to introduce yourself to our folks?
Absolutely. My name's Afonso Nathan. I go by Fonz Therapist. I'm a licensed professional counselor, graduate degree, clinical and counseling psychology, anything and everything mental health. That's I got my hands in, and that's what I'm about. I'm about making sure I'm breaking the stigma for mental health, especially in our community, our Black and Brown community.
Gotcha. So, mental health is huge,
Absolutely.
and everybody
Yeah.
that's in prison, all 2.2 million people, are dealing with some level or system of mental health.
Yeah.
It is
Absolutely.
impossible to be confined for more than 24 hours and not have some kind of repercussion or some kind of thing that came out of your mental health.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're sitting, you gotta sit with your thoughts. And a lot of times we're not used to sitting with our thoughts. It just was, 2 years ago, the whole world had to sit down and sit with their thoughts. And that's when people started realizing, man, I got some things I gotta deal with. But individuals incarcerated have been dealing with that, since the beginning of
Since forever.
incarceration.
So
Yeah.
I want to not skip your story because it's important, but
absolutely.
where did you grow up?
I grew up in Staten Island, New York.
Shout out to the Wu-Tang.
That's right, Shaolin. That's where I'm from. And I was what we call underprivileged youth. There was I was a city kid. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you're a psychologist. It's called poor.
Yeah, listen, I was a city kid doing city things, and because of that, I was able to go to a boarding school for underprivileged youth, for poor kids, right?
Yeah.
It's called the Milton Hershey School, and that was the first time I realized that interventions can change lives, because my mindset, my perspective on just life changed from being where I was at inside the city all the way to I was in the country.
Out in the country.
Yeah,
Woods
out
and
in the
trees.
boom. Yeah.
People don't know. They think Pennsylvania, they think Philly
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You got a lot of mountains here.
Absolutely. Mountains.
Allegheny Mountains are
grass.
real.
Yeah, facts. Pocono Mountains, all that.
Yeah.
And so it was just like
Did you grow up with your mom and dad in the house?
I grew up with my mom in the house. I am first generation Liberian, so West African. So it was a very African community.
No. Okay. Got that part. Did you grow up with mom and dad in the house?
No, absolutely not.
So where was that?
Dad was being a Rolling Stone, just like every other generational curse. As Black people, he was out and about, and it was just
So
me
you were
and my mom.
born here or you were born in Liberia?
I was born here, so I was the first generation. So
Gotcha.
my family
Have you
came
been
here.
home?
I have not yet. I was planning on going home in 2020, and
How
the
about
pandemic.
this? I spent 2 years living in Monrovia.
Monrovia, really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Yeah. Your
Wow.
hometown.
My hometown in Monrovia.
2
What was
years.
you doing there?
My ex-wife worked for the president. They
Okay.
found oil in
Yeah,
Liberia,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
she wrote the oil governance policy for the country.
Wow, that's crazy. And like the history of Liberia, a lot of
Oh,
people
I was there.
don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
when I got off, the first time I went to Africa,
Yeah.
been to Europe,
Mhm.
been to South America, been here, been there. But the first time I went to Africa,
Mhm.
it was like, wow, I'm really here.
Yeah,
You know
the
what I'm saying?
motherland.
It's
It's like a
literally
reconnect, right?
for sure.
Yeah,
It was like amazing.
yeah. And I mean, Liberia, it actually, the history of it started from freed slaves,
Yes.
and when the 13th Amendment or the
Stuff ended
yeah,
halfway.
when stuff ended, the plan was to bring all the slaves over to Africa. But the thing is, these are like fourth generation, fifth generation slaves, so there wasn't much
Connection.
connecting. So then
Let me
they
take you
created
someplace you've never been,
exactly.
know nothing about.
Yeah, so then they left them there, but then they created the colony of Liberia, and it's like America's like stepdaughter.
Because there's a section inside of Monrovia. It's called Freetown.
Yeah, Freetown.
So there's
Mhm.
they have
Mhm.
the country has people who came back
Mhm.
and the people who are already here.
Yeah,
And it's like two tribes.
Yep.
It's the tribe of people who came back from America, and it's the tribe of people who never left. But
Yeah,
Monrovia
Yeah.
was different.
exactly. It's
It
very
was an
different.
experience. It was post Civil War.
Yeah.
I pulled up.
Yeah, that Civil War was crazy. That's why my family went over there. There was The Civil War, just the president prior to Elian Johnson Sirleaf, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's the person that
Charles Taylor
Charles Taylor
was in jail
Yeah.
in Massachusetts,
Oh, really?
and he left the jail.
Yeah,
He left the jail. I don't know how he got out.
The jailhouse opened.
The jailhouse
It just
opened,
opened
and then
and
he
he
went back home
Mhm.
and he led the war.
Yeah,
Led the
yeah.
revolt.
That was some, you know how America.
Then the
be.
history,
Yeah.
since we're gonna do Liberia,
Mhm.
him and his first lieutenant
Yeah,
started into the city.
yeah, yeah,
Then when they got to the city, they went different directions.
Mhm.
And once they took over the city,
yeah.
homie decided, I want to be president too. And he actually captured William Doe,
Yep,
the current
yep,
president.
William Doe.
His right hand captured the president, not Charles. He's like, I got him, you don't got him. I
Mm.
want to be president.
Mm.
And in the end, they negotiated. Charles would be president. Other brother would be like a senator or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And unfortunately, the past president died.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have two brothers who were actually child soldiers there,
Yeah.
and it was, one of them stayed over there just because he just can't come here because if he came here he'd be incarcerated.
I did work with the child soldiers in Monrovia.
Yeah, yeah, it's a crazy story. You know what I mean? How they just brainwashed them to be able to just like 7, 8 years old. My one brother, when I came over here, he was about like 8 years old, 9 years old when he was became a child soldier.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah,
But we don't call it child soldiers in America. We call them gangs.
absolutely, absolutely.
And it's the same
It's the same
indirect
concept.
form of brainwashing.
Yeah, it's the same concept.
And like conditioning to believe.
Yeah, yeah. That's what it is. Because again, perspective is everything. When you are consistently, telling someone this is an enemy, this is an enemy, this is an enemy.
The ops. It's like
who's your ops?
the ops is crazy to me.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I
like the
mean,
boogeyman.
Yeah. Boogeyman, he was under the blanket. He was under,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
under,
yeah,
he was
yeah.
actually in the closet.
That's facts. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't one of us.
yeah. That's facts.
We never
yeah.
thought the boogeyman was one of us.
That's true.
We thought he was like this creature.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Yeah.
for us a black person.
Exactly.
Or for white kid a white person.
Yeah,
It was like he was like this creature. There was
Mhm.
Freddy Krueger's in a closet.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, and Freddy Krueger doesn't have a color. He's just
Yeah.
like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people online. But I'm saying a lot of people online like, yeah, my ops this, my ops that, and then it's like, well, you have no ops. Like,
No Chopses.
Mhm.
They were born. Their mother lived 3 streets up from me.
yeah,
She used to live next door, but the house caught on fire, so she moved 3 blocks up now.
yeah.
Now
yeah.
her kids are your ops.
Which is it's interesting.
Civil war is still going on.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
We watch Rwanda, we watch these other countries, and we're not watching this one.
Absolutely.
We don't
This
call
is
it a civil
current.
war.
Yeah, we just call it
Call it-
conflict.
Gang conflict.
Yeah, yeah,
You went through Hershey.
yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to moms for holding it down.
Facts. Big facts.
You made it to college.
Yeah, yeah.
What was it like being a black man in college?
Well, I played football in college, so it was a better transition because I had an identity as a football player, and I went to Bloomsburg University, so the majority of that school was white. So it was a different type of experience because I'm walking down the street and you're seeing like people blatantly scared of you. You walking down the street, they
Move.
they cross the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is this? Because like I'm in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? At
You're in
Hershey,
their bubble. No.
yeah. Exactly. I came from a bubble, went to a bigger bubble, and I'm like, why are these people just moving from me? And I'm like, 235 all muscle type of.
That'll do it.
Yeah, football player, and it was a different change, but because I played football there, I got a lot of notoriety, so that
You became
scaredness.
the acceptable black guy.
Exactly. That's what it was. It became that the acceptable one, which again
Plays
being
a
in
mind
that
trick.
bubble, yeah, it plays a mind trick on you because being in that bubble, you think like, oh snap, I'm accepted, but at the end of the day, like Jay-Z said, he said,
Yeah.
okay,
Jay-Z said, you know what I'm saying? You can't train.
Yeah,
No one person
uh-huh.
can rise above the status of his people.
Absolutely,
You might live in a nicer house,
yeah,
but you're still considered.
exactly.
Yeah.
You still, you still
Barack
are who you
Obama
are.
might not catch a cab if he's on the wrong street.
That's facts, and that's what you have to remind yourself that and after college, I tried to do music. I was rapping and everything.
You spit lines? You had
Listen,
bars?
Not no more, man.
Come, give me one of the old ones.
Listen.
Give me one of them old ones. No. Charlene's in the building. No, like listen, I used to rap back in the 80s.
It's been years. Yeah, in the 80s.
80s.
Yeah.
I got some Run DMC flows.
Oh, some Run DMC. Okay. Well, I used to do like this is back in the day when podcasts weren't a thing. It was like internet radio. So this was like back in like 2011, 2010, and I would get like a lot of artists on here, but a lot of old school artists. I would interview like Dana Dane, Warren G, like a lot of like these old school individuals, and it was just amazing concept, like amazing perspective on just the wealth of knowledge they had in just like music and
That's when
some
it was
mistakes.
music and not a business.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It was more about the music than the business.
Absolutely.
Music drove the music.
Yeah.
Now
it did.
money drives the music.
Yeah. I mean, money drives everything. And that's what I'm actually seeing.
Everything around me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even in this field, because of the mental health boom, a lot of people who don't have the credentials to give therapy are trying to give therapy.
I'm a therapist. I've been doing therapy for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
No degree.
Yeah.
I did it in the penitentiary.
See, but that's
every single day.
But the difference is that's from experience. I'm talking about like people would send me DMs a lot to help promote their situation. And I got this DM from this one person, and he was like, "Hey, I'm trying to help out some people.
There's money in it."
Yeah, and then he was like, no, he was just like, here's my my cost sheet on just what I provide, and it was like he's a professional listener, and it was $1 a minute, $5 for 5 minutes. I'm like
professional listener.
Yeah, I'm like that.
They took it to there.
Yeah. I'm like, that's interesting. I was like, well, what's your background? He's like, well, I've been sober for 20 days, so I feel I can help people not get drunk. No, I'm like, okay,
that's AA, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Free.
Yeah. So that's why I'm seeing a lot of that in this field now. A lot of people who just just like, all right, well, I think I can give advice. Not from like, you got 30 years of experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's different than somebody who just was just
thought it
chilling.
was a
Was like,
hustle.
yeah, and it's a hustle. You know what I mean? So
I actually do suicide prevention,
that's great. Yeah.
drug interventions, put
Yeah.
people in treatment,
Yeah.
talk people off ledges.
That's what I'm saying. And because you have the years of experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't start out like one day like this. That's not my full-time job.
Exactly.
I just have a knack for being able to connect to people as a communicator.
Exactly.
And can talk them off. I am not a real therapist. I am just a great communicator.
Yeah, but you have, the thing is, we all have strengths when we all have these great gifts. And I'm finishing up this book called Not Worth My Energy, and it's about learning how to deal with stress, anxiety, and understanding your true potential. But there are some people that can really be aware of the energy around them.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And if they're more emotionally intelligent. And so when you can feel when someone is feeling down, depressed,
Yeah.
angry,
In
things
prison,
like that.
you better know somebody's vibe.
Yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying.
person you saw 5 minutes ago may not be the person you saw 5 minutes from now.
Yeah, you got to have that radar, right?
Listen, you reset. You have in prison,
Mhm.
you have to have a set understanding of each person's core being.
Yeah.
And then you go up the hallway. You might
Mhm.
get some bad news.
Yeah.
Somebody died. Your pill got something crazy happened.
Mhm.
You come back up the hallway, you're a drastically different person.
That's what I'm saying.
So I mess around, and smack you in the back being funny, and you in psychotic mode, and you stab me in the face.
Mhm.
Because not that you're not my friend,
Yeah.
but you're in a psychotic space right now.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
had a break.
Yeah.
And I didn't recognize the break because I didn't pay attention. So I
Exactly.
learned to watch people,
Yeah.
learn their core. And when you come back, I do a reassessment. Are you at your core, or you left or right?
That's facts.
Because my life depends on it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's the radar. That's the sixth sense. And if you're aware of that, that can help you navigate in life in and out of prison.
So we have a ton of people. We have 400,000 people who are
Absolutely.
watching on this.
Absolutely. It's amazing.
And
It's dope.
you might be the only mental health person they get to see today.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't exist in the facilities,
Yeah.
but you might be the
Right,
first
qualified.
mental health person that they see today.
That's dope.
They might be in solitary confinement. They might be in the dorm, but they're sitting down, they're looking at their tablet, and they thought this was going to be entertainment.
Yeah.
But you're here to actually save their lives.
Absolutely.
So what's something that you would want to share around somebody being in an incarcerated situation dealing with mental health?
First thing is put power to what you can control. A lot of times when we put power to the things that we don't have control, we feel powerless. That's like if it's raining outside, you don't like that it's raining, you put your fist in the air and you say, stop raining. Is it going to stop raining?
No.
No, you're just going to feel wet and powerless. But if it's raining outside, you don't like that it's raining, you get an umbrella and you walk inside. So you have to figure out, okay, I may not have control of me being out of here in 6, 10, whatever type of situation. But what can I control in here? I can control my mindset. I can control what I put in my mind, what I put in my energy area, and that is something that I can be able to control because everything's a diet. We have the physical diet, but we have the mental diet. If you're putting nothing but negativity in your mindset, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna feel negative. You're gonna feel down and out. You're gonna feel hopeless. And we have to understand that our emotions, all of it is an energy. Energy does not die, it just transfers. So we have to find the appropriate ways to transfer that energy. There's a lot of just pent up anger, a lot of just pent up aggression, and if we can't transfer it in the right way, it's gonna come out regardless, some way.
Let's take yourself. You
Mhm.
grew up
Yeah.
without your dad.
Yeah.
Mom sent you off to boarding school.
Yeah.
You lived in this bubble
Hmm.
of duality of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now let's just hypothetically put you in jail.
Hmm.
Not all the stuff from your past, living in this double life,
Hmm.
not having dad,
Yeah.
mom struggling to get you through, you being a poor kid.
Yeah.
How do you handle that now that you're inside?
How do I handle that?
You're inside. You're inside with your history
Hmm.
of
Absolutely.
your family situation, your neighbor situation, your financial situation.
Hmm.
How do you? That's stressful. That's trauma.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How do you even recognize? Because you look functional.
Hmm. Hmm. And how do you recognize it?
How do you recognize it?
Well, one, you recognize it by the main thing, how you recognize what you're feeling, because we're all feeling something. We're all feeling, especially the initial. Like, I'm not going to say that I know exactly what it is like to be inside prison, because I was not inside prison.
The emotions are emotions.
But yeah, emotions are emotions. So the main thing is about understanding. Okay, where can I transfer this energy to? So where can I transfer this anger to? Am I going to transfer to this person? And actually, before even that, going back to this energy, right? I talk about playing the energy stock market, right? So what I mean by this is that 30 years ago, Blockbuster Video, if I told you, hey, I want you to invest $10,000 in Blockbuster Video, you'd be like, absolutely, because Blockbuster Video is
Was it
a great investment. But if I tell you to do that now, you look at me like I'm crazy because
barely open?
it's barely open. It's not even around, right? So it'll just be, you just lose money. Just because something had energy back then does not mean that just because something had value back then does not mean it has value now, right? So that's what people, that's what situations. Right.
So when I was stressed out with my dad as a young man, I put all this energy into it. It got me mad. That's part of why I went to jail.
Yeah.
Not knowing how to handle that emotional letdown from dad.
Yeah.
I get to jail 10, 20 years later.
Yeah.
I can keep investing in what's no longer valuable.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to see, all right, is this worth my energy to continue to be upset and allowing this person to live in my head rent free? Or I have to see what my situation is right now and see if I still need to put the same amount of energy in there. Right? Every single day, you need to invest in your energy. You need to check that energy stock market. Like you were saying before, with one of your people, one of your mans that you was chilling with them in the morning time, they might have bad news. If you don't reassess, if you're not reassessing it every single situation, you can put yourself in a situation.
Right.
Right. So it's about, you have to constantly reassess where you want to put your energy.
When abnormal becomes normal,
Mm-hmm.
how do I detect that what I'm doing is abnormal? Because everybody around me has the same story.
Yeah.
Everybody around me is living a similar life.
Absolutely.
I tell folks, I drink coffee, and I used to take my coffee with milk.
Yeah.
So how do you keep, summertime, it's 100 degrees outside, milk, we get milk in breakfast.
Yeah.
We don't get milk at dinner. So we used to take the milk, I would take my milk, put it in a trash bag, and sit it in the toilet to keep it cold.
Yeah.
Then eventually we start throwing cheese in there to keep that cold, and
Right.
that's how you live. Then,
Yeah.
yo, Dre, let me get some milk. Yeah, it's in the toilet. Go grab it.
Yeah.
We eat out of toilets, and we call it normal.
Well,
And it's normalized throughout the entire system, at least in Massachusetts,
absolutely.
to eat out of the toilet.
Yeah.
Don't blink. Now, I think I'm going to walk out of jail 2, 3, 4 years later of eating out of toilets, and it wasn't a thing. It was just a prison thing.
Yeah.
What's the psychological damage to my brain to eat out of a toilet?
Well, the thing is, you're in survival mode. So yeah, you have to be able to normalize these situations, because again, if like you talked about earlier, like with the detaching situation, like, yes, everyone in this area, this is how we can survive. This is how we can mentally survive. This is how we need to be able to function throughout the day. But there's always from going from incarcerated to being a free individual that there's going to be a transition period. And that's the hardest, situations for individuals who were locked up is that transition because it's what we call in psychology is called cognitive dissonance, right? So it's when you have a certain thought, a certain belief, right? And now new facts have been added to that belief that it frazzles your brain. Now, because you have to think of a new neural pathway in order to be able to know this is the true reality now. So if you're locked up for like 10 years and then you go out into this real world and there's a big change, there's an overload. There's this significant cognitive dissonance that happens that again it puts anxiety, it gives you anxiety, it gives you depression, it gives you just if you can even make it out here.
I would say not even on the over the top stuff
Mhm.
was one of the most mentally sound people.
Yeah.
At least I was smart. Minimally.
Yeah. Fact.
And I came home after 14 years.
Mm,
When I
yeah.
walked out,
Mhm.
everything was moving so fast.
Exactly.
There were people jogging my neighborhood that weren't before.
Mhm.
The ATM was talking to me.
Yeah.
There was new bus routes. There was new buildings. Old buildings was gone.
Yeah.
New traffic lights, painted this, painted that. Stuff was just different,
Yeah. Yeah.
drastically different.
Mhm.
And then I went to this program, and I'm like, the world is doing 2,000.
Yeah.
In the penitentiary, we don't realize that we're doing 200.
Mhm.
We're doing 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
We come home, the world's moving at 2,000 miles an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
And nobody cares that you can't keep up.
Mm.
I ended up going to a juvenile detention center to volunteer.
Yeah.
Prison parole office juvenile center.
Yeah.
When I walked in that juvenile center, know what happened? They locked the door behind me. And I had a sense of peace because I understood this world.
Yeah.
I literally volunteered almost every day for the first 3-4 months I was home. Because that 2 hours or 3 hours I was in the center, I was in a comfortable position.
Yeah. Right.
And then some nights, real talk, I'd be sitting in the house. I used to get in the car, swear on my son, drive out to the penitentiary.
Yeah.
And there was like a highway right by that penitentiary. And I would sit up on the hill in my car, 2:00 in the morning, and just look at the prison. I did that about 3 or 4 times because all my friends, all my memories, all my life was inside that wall.
Yeah.
The homies, I literally would drive out and sit up on the highway and just sit there and look over the wall.
Yeah.
Maybe a half hour, 40 minutes, and I'd drive back home.
Wow. Wow.
And I did that several times. And I would go to the juvenile center just because I couldn't find a peaceful space where I felt comfortable in the world.
Yeah.
And what I didn't know is prison was comfortable to me.
Yeah. I mean,
So being in the juvenile center and being outside that wall was a connection. And it took a while to de-escalate that or break it down. But that's something I went through.
Well, what you did was actually a really good thing because that was like your step down type of situation. So it wasn't, you were there for a couple hours because that's how you were able to recalibrate.
Inside that building, there was no phones.
Yeah.
There was nobody jogging. There was no machines talking.
Yeah.
There was no expectation. I knew every sound.
Yeah, absolutely.
I knew every sound, every movement.
Yeah.
And for 2 hours, I could breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I knew what to expect.
Mhm.
But as soon as I walked out that door,
Yeah.
it was just like, it was like a fire hose.
Sped up.
The expectations of me, the stuff I'm supposed to know, the stuff I'm supposed to be doing, where I'm supposed to be going. I'm supposed to be this guy, that guy, this guy. And it was just like too much.
Yeah. Yeah. But you did it. You moved through. You pushed through.
Luckily, I found that juvenile center. And just by chance, the road to the prison I was in, it was like, it wasn't on some like compound.
Yeah.
Like there was like a main highway that just went by. So you can't drive into the parking lot of the prison. It just, I've been there 100 years. I knew. Up on the hill, we used to drive by. We're coming back from court. We drive by and I could sit there. And the last thing I did was I got counsel. I got a shout out to Wendy, Sister Wendy. I signed up for therapy. I got therapy on the inside and it worked.
Yeah.
I signed up for therapy on the outside.
Yeah.
And it worked.
And so what I'm hearing is that you had the right type of outlets. You know what I mean? Because you had the juvenile center and then you had therapy to help you be able to kind of like not feel like you're alone, but allow you to find another area to be able to kind of get that energy out.
I got mentors too. I just got a rash of mentors.
Yeah.
And that one dude, Pastor Allen,
Yeah.
I met him the first day I came home. We just started talking.
Yeah.
And we used to kick it. Every time I go to juvenile center, he was there. So I'll go in his office in between sessions, me and him will talk.
Mm-hmm.
And he became like a de facto mentor.
Yeah.
The group home I was staying in, it was a dude I didn't like for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
And this is back in the days we had house phones.
Okay.
So I'm calling my brother, dude like a brother to me. He knows him. So our phones somehow the phones we cross, we both all up in like a party line.
Yeah.
So I'm on the phone with my brother, and somehow my line got crossed with his line. So the four of us were on the phone. His people and my people. Yeah. He hears my brother's voice. He starts talking to him. Man, how you gonna disrespect me? This is my phone call, dude. Like, yo, let's disconnect and redial. Yeah. And it breaks the thing. Yeah. He starts talking to my brother on my call. I'm back in the penitentiary now. You're disrespecting me on a phone call. Punishable by who knows what. Yeah. I ran downstairs. I kicked his door open. I wanted to just have issues with him.
Absolutely.
Then I'm shaking. Yeah. Because I didn't like him. I'm looking for an excuse. Yeah. This was it. You disrespect me on a phone call. I went outside, got in my car, and I drove off. And I'm driving around. I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time, looking for somewhere to park. They always say the wrong place and the wrong time is a place. No, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. As soon as I got in my car, whoever's there is gonna catch it. I called my mentor, Tim, and he talked me off the ledge.
So what he did was he asked you if it was worth your energy or not to be able to do that, and you reassessed because again, going back to the energy stock market, right? A couple years back, that would have been worth your energy, right? When you were in there, but now you're in a different place, a different situation. That same type of event was not worth your energy. Was not worth the same amount.
I used prison thinking towards him, even though I wasn't in prison.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's your muscle memory. For 14 years, that's how you operated. So a lot of times, we have to give people benefit of the doubt because it's a knee-jerk reaction. It's muscle memory. You know what I mean?
I didn't like him. Yeah. For a multitude of reasons. I just didn't like him and still don't like him.
Absolutely.
So I had to learn to not like him, but not throw my life away.
That's what I'm saying. You can like somebody, but it's like, all right, do they deserve this amount of power? You know what I mean?
What's 5 things a person can do to help or to recognize? Just do 3 things. 3 things they can do to recognize inside themselves that they need help.
Well, you have to see as if there's a couple things you can be able to do. One, it's about just even body scanning. You know what I mean? A lot of times our emotions and our anger and all these things we pack it in certain places. We pack it in our stomach, we pack it in our fists, we pack it in our head. So you have to see, where is this sitting with me right now? You know what I mean?
So my emotions sit in places.
Yeah, your emotions sit in places. You know what I mean? So whenever you're angry, what do you feel when you're first angry? Like, where are you feeling that?
My stomach.
Your stomach.
Stomach tightens up.
Exactly, your stomach tightens up. That's where where a lot of your emotions sit for anger and anxiety. You know what I mean? A lot of times, for people who have anxiety, it tightens up, feel nauseous, all these type of situations. That's where where it's at. So it's the more you're aware of your body, the more you can be able to try to be proactive in a lot of these situations.
So my anger is actually a thing. It's not just a thought.
Yeah, it's a reaction. Like it's your anger, boom, and then it's gonna show in somewhere. You know what I mean? Some people their head get hot. You know what I mean? And then that's when they can be able to tell that when they're angry. You know what I mean? Like, so when you can be aware of what, one, how you're feeling, but also your triggers, that's the biggest thing. What triggers you? Because if you can find out what triggers you, you can be proactive in trying to either not be around that trigger or finding the right type of outlet or coping skill when you can't escape that trigger. So some people's triggers, if they got, if they have trauma, they were traumatized and have abuse, then the trigger might be even a certain word with you know what I mean? So if you're aware of these certain words, these certain situations, then you can be able to be proactive with that.
I'm in prison. My buddy's having issues.
Yeah.
How do I recognize what his issues are?
Yeah. So sometimes it's just about just acknowledging that something's wrong. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times when sometimes we don't even need an answer. We just need to know. We just need to
Be
acknowledge,
heard.
listen. I know stuff's messed up right now. Listen, I understand. You know what I mean? And sometimes some people just need to vent. Sometimes people just to get it out, and they need that validation that it's okay. You know what I mean?
I walked around with issues around my mom,
Yeah.
my dad, my sister, my
Mhm.
brothers, but I didn't feel safe,
Mhm.
for lack of a better term,
Absolutely.
sharing this on the
Absolutely.
prison yard. It's like, so
Absolutely.
I keep it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where can I go? Can I write a letter? Can I write? Is there a book I can
Yeah.
read? I mean, what can I do?
Absolutely. Well, writing is actually one of the best things you can do because the thing is you have to let that out. If you can't verbally
Because
put it out, yeah, it's because it's gonna come out regardless. The law of conservation of energy states that energy cannot be created or destroyed; it can only transfer. So it's gonna come out.
say that
So
again.
the law of conservation of energy, it states that energy cannot be created or destroyed; it can only transfer. So that means the same energy that we had in the beginning of the universe is still now, still to the end. Meaning you don't create that anger; it gets transferred, right? You don't create none of these things; they just get transferred. And with prison, there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of stuff. So what happens? That energy comes to you, and then it brings up those thoughts and feelings that you've had packed away, and then you're upset. You ever been your man is upset, and then you get upset, and
You
then they
transfer
get
the
upset.
energy.
It all gets transferred. You know what I mean? And that's what happens. Social media, people are saying these negative things, right? Boom, it gets
We all
transferred.
cry in the movie at the same time
Exactly.
because the energy on the screen
Come.
transfers,
Yes.
or the
And
energy in the song
yes,
transfers.
and it's all a real thing. Energy is real. We are energy. So if you understand who you are in that situation, you know that you have to transfer that energy to something else. So transferring that to writing, like that's why music is a great coping skill for a lot of people. You know what I mean? So like when people are locked up, a lot of people write music, right? Again, when somebody have a breakup, you write music. Yeah, writing books, right? Just writing down what's going on, your feelings, all these situations, because it comes out of your head. Because if not, it's gonna be in your head.
Spin.
It's gonna be spinning constantly in your head, and it's hard for you to go to sleep. It's hard for you to think, hard for you to concentrate. So your brain needs to know that this thought is gonna be into something physical, so I can be able to. I don't have to,
So if
not think
Vegas,
about that.
they can just write letters and
Absolutely.
send them to really nobody. Send them to
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
You can write a letter,
Mhm.
get it out.
That's not
And-
going to incriminate yourself even
No,
more.
no, no.
You
You
know.
know,
Yeah.
telling
Mhm.
on yourself is never a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, but talking about the emotions.
The emotional.
I'm not talking
piece,
about
yeah.
criminal activity.
Yeah.
Your emotions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you write about your emotions and you can just mail it.
Yeah, just mail. You can mail it out. Mail it to a PO box. Mail it to mail it to a family member. Mail it to a girlfriend. Whoever it is. Just kind of just to get it out there
Just
because
get it out of your system.
just to get it
It's
out
not
of your
really
system.
important who it goes to. Just
No.
it comes out of you.
Exactly. That's
You know what
the
I think
important
of?
piece. Mhm.
I'm thinking of a river.
Mm.
I've been to the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
Hoover Dam is nothing but a river and it flows. And they finally harnessed it and they take the energy from it.
Absolutely.
They turn it into combines and it spins and all the rest of that.
Yeah.
Or the things, what are the things that spin in the air and the windmills?
Yeah, the windmills. Yeah,
The windmills.
yeah.
The wind's going to blow either way.
Absolutely.
The wind is going to blow either way. The windmills capture the wind and
Yes.
turn it into energy.
Absolutely.
So if the windmill wasn't there, the wind blows.
exactly.
The windmill being there is going to blow. It captures the energy that is.
Yeah, exactly. You actually brought up a good point that I talk about when having people deal with anxiety, anger, and things like that. What a lot of people think is like, okay, don't think about something that makes you angry. Don't think about something that makes you anxious. But the thing is, the more you tell yourself not to think about it, you're gonna think about it more. That's like me saying, don't think about a pink elephant in this room. Stop thinking about a pink elephant with wings and a star in its belly. The main thing you're gonna be doing is thinking about a
You
pink
can visualize
elephant. Exactly. So you have to understand that your mind is a constant stream of consciousness. You're always thinking. Even when you're not thinking, you're thinking about not thinking. Think about that. So you're always thinking. So like you were saying, like with like a river, like, right? I think of our mind like a river. It's constantly flowing, right? And you cannot, it's just always going. There's always new thoughts that happen. And let's just say if you take red paint, right, and you dump it in that river, what do you see when you look down?
Red paint.
You see the red paint. Let's just say if you wait about an hour or so and you
Red paint
look
will be
back
gone,
down,
dissipate.
it'll be gone, right? It'll dissipate because the flow constantly flows, right? But if you make a dam and stop that flow, right?
Then
And
you
you put the red paint,
it'll sit there.
it'll sit there and it'll go in a place it doesn't need to go, like the grass and the trees, and it stays there a lot longer. So we have to be able to allow that thing to flow. A lot of times it's again writing those thoughts, writing those feelings, and also making sure that we are accepting that we're gonna have these thoughts and these feelings, but it's not gonna last forever.
Is it okay to get help?
Absolutely. It's important to get help.
You know, black folks don't like the word crazy.
Absolutely. And the thing is, you know, that's a generational curse. The reason why I do what I do now, I'm in a lot of organizations. Black Men Heal, the Boris Henson Foundation, the Coma Project, and these are all for pushing black mental health. Now, when I first started in private practice, I was in a private practice early on, since like the age of 25, which is really young for people in my field. I was seeing nothing but, really rich, entitled individuals. I was making great money, but something wasn't sitting right with me. And it wasn't until I scrolled on the gram, I saw this meme, and it said, "Black people go to jail, white people go to therapy." And that hit me hard because I'm sitting back and I'm looking at my caseload, and the majority of people that I was seeing didn't look like me, and I realized I was part of the problem because for white people, they go to therapy and take care of all this situation, but for us as black people,
if you go to therapy, you can resolve it.
absolutely,
If you don't go to therapy,
it's gonna come out somewhere.
It's gonna come out, and then they're gonna resolve you.
Absolutely, it's gonna come somewhere else. So the thing is, the important piece is like, mental health should be talked about in the same light as physical health. We talk about eating right. We talk about exercise and all those things. That's your physical health, and we want to be healthy. But then we are a mind. So we have to make sure our mental is straight. We have to make sure our mental is healthy. And that's what you're putting in your body, because gut health is linked to mental health as well. So if you're eating the right things, that's also going to help you out. But also, what you're reading, what you're looking at, who you're around.
I know when I was sitting in prison, it was me and a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
I don't blame my dad, but his lack of presence didn't help.
Yeah, yeah.
And I sat in prison, and I felt I was done wrong.
Yeah.
Forget about the legal system.
Yeah.
Just my family.
Absolutely.
Once I got to sit still, I looked back at my family history, and I saw what people did or didn't do that attributed to where I was.
Absolutely.
And I was mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, all these people did me wrong. We're going to put it on dad, but I'm sitting in jail. My dad was free. My dad out living his life. And I'm sitting in jail. I'm like, you did me wrong, but I'm here. And it was the same story around the yard. All the brothers sitting in jail, and in their minds, mom, dad, cousin, grandma, somebody did them wrong, but they were the ones in jail.
Yeah.
And we were holding on to the energy and the dysfunction that was given.
Absolutely.
And I finally said to myself, my father doesn't love me.
Okay.
We get the superficial phone call every other birthday. I just came to the fact, based on his actions,
yeah,
I can honestly say or prove factually he doesn't love me. And that was a hard reality.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here because of that, because I couldn't deal with that as a young man. I acted out, self-medicated, whatever I did, and it got me here.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I can not be loved by my dad and sit in a prison cell. Or I could not be loved by my dad and sit in my own house. I cannot be loved by my dad and be driven around in a police car with handcuffs and shackles on. Or I cannot be loved by my dad and ride around town in a Bentley.
That's facts.
It hurts the same. I can tell you, being home for 22 years, I don't feel better about not being loved. I don't feel I haven't gotten over it.
Yeah.
It hasn't gone away.
Yeah.
It still hurts. Anytime I focus on it, or I see a movie about a father and son, it still hurts. The differential is I'm not sitting in an 8x10 foot cell.
That's facts.
So
that's facts. And but that's very true. And it's about what you, again, when you put your power to, you're like, okay, you accepted the fact, okay, I cannot control this person. Everyone's on their own journey. I can only control my reaction to what I have and what was given to me and all these things. So that's the thing, putting power to what you can control.
I don't like him in my own house. Versus not liking him in a penitentiary.
Boom. There we go.
And it took me a while to say,
Accept it.
He ain't coming to save me.
Yeah.
Because I actually indirectly wanted my dad to come save me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was sitting there waiting for my dad to come save me. People try to help me. I wish I could say I grew up in the hood and nobody cared. And I was just a rotten kid that everybody threw rocks at, nobody cared about, and I was just evil.
Yeah.
I can list you 20 people. Mr. Bevilacqua, Mr. Duval, Miss Henderson, Miss Lane, Miss Oliver, Miss Ellis. I go down the list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A list of people who tried to help me. Because I was a talented, articulate, funny kid.
Yeah.
I refused help from everybody. So I wanted the help to be my dad. And then when he didn't show up, it only made me madder at him because I waited.
Yeah. Put power to what you couldn't control, you know? And then you were waiting for that, you know, that rain to, you know, putting your fist in the air, stop raining, right?
It's like, why can't you be? I actually wrote him a letter. I know why you don't love me. I said, I know you don't love me because I've been a rotten kid my whole life. But I'm going to make you proud. And I had this big thing about going home and going to Harvard to make him proud.
Yeah.
And he didn't agree with that, but I did it. In the 2005, Richmond, Virginia, I did my first speech. People hired me $500. They flew me to Virginia. It was this big juvenile justice conference. I was completely overwhelmed. It was like, wow, it's my first paid speech on my own. I booked it. I set it up. I got on the plane and I went and I'm like amped. And the night before I spoke, I went down to the ballroom. It's probably like 400 or 500 seats set up. And I walked in. So I just wanted to see the room. And I went up on the stage. I stood on the stage and turned around. The first thought I had is, Dad, I made it. Not Mom, I made it. Not my wife who helped me do all the paperwork. Not my son who's home, you know what I'm saying, sitting in the crib. The first thought I had was, Dad, I made it.
And I and just imagine how many, you know, men, black men especially, are still looking for that validation for their father.
He's 22 years. He's never been to one of my speeches. 22 years. He's never been to one of my speeches. I've offered to fly him, helicopter him, private jet him, limousine him, everything him. He has always come up with a reason not to come.
Wow. I think that's also because of his shame as well. I don't think it's because of you. I think it's more for him, because the hardest part is when people who maybe did you wrong and you continue to succeed. Now that looks to them like, okay, it so shows their inadequacies. It also shows, you know, where they're at. So I think he's ashamed that he was not who he should have been for you. And that's what happens so many times, you know, and again, you know, adversity is such a powerful thing, because, you know, you can use these things as fuel to the fire to get you to where you need to be. But you know, I know that sometimes that fire that initially had us wanting to go there, it's like, man, you know, why can't that, you know, accept me?
I used to say in the speech, of all the success I've had, the money I've made, 24 countries, Harvard, White House, UN, all the stuff I've done. I would give it all back if my dad would get on my team. Because I believe if he was on my team, I could do 10 times more. I don't have my birthright. We started out talking about Africa. Spent 2 years in Africa. I understand this. I don't have my birthright. My birthright was given to somebody else.
Yes. But the thing is, what, you know, maybe him being on your team would be more negative than anything.
I'm sure it would.
I mean,
he's not healed.
That's what I'm
he's
saying.
Traumatized. But at the same time,
you would rather, if in a perfect world, in
theory, I would give it all back.
Absolutely.
Because even with his deficiencies, the thing that he can't get in the way of is that genetic connection to my grandparents and his grandparents. So the lineage of who I am, like it or not, comes through him.
That's facts.
So I just believe with that connection, we talk about ancestors. Well, I can't access my ancestors without going through him.
That's facts. That is facts.
So if I could just have him sit, not to compare Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman, back in the days before he got to the Bulls, anybody who hired Dennis Rodman on their team used to hire this guy named Jack Haley, because Jack Haley was his best friend, and he kept him calm. So it was a package.
You
took Dennis, You got his skills,
Yeah.
but you had to bring Jack to keep him calm.
That's facts.
It was just something you did.
Yeah.
For me, he doesn't have to, he could be my Jack Haley. I'll be the greatest rebounder on the planet.
Yeah.
But I still need Jack Haley.
Yeah, you need that validation.
So I'm trying to figure out, he's old, he's in the senior home. I got this thing talking about I fly over people.
Yeah.
I get in the jet, fly right over you.
Yeah.
I don't deal with haters. But he's not a hater.
Yeah.
It's a detractor.
Yeah.
See, haters are easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Haters are easy because, dude, my stuff is what it is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
That's facts.
He's not a hater.
No.
He's a roadblock.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the toughest
It doesn't
part.
go away.
Yeah, because you feel you conquered all these other things, but this is just one thing that's just not fully conquered. So that's like the thing that the stitch on your side, which is just like, it's like, yeah, I've got all these, but I still didn't get that yet.
But my message to my brothers and sisters is, it can hurt there, or it can hurt here.
That's facts.
It hurts.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish I could tell you I'm over it.
Listen, no one leaves this world unscathed. Everyone has, new levels, new devils. Everyone has something going on. But it's about what you listen to. It's about if you want to listen to these negativities, these problems, these situations, or you want to look at, on the positive side, because everything's a balance.
It drives me though.
Absolutely.
It drives me.
Absolutely.
That energy drives me.
Yeah, that's why you're successful in who you are, because you utilize that situation and created an even better type of mindset, energy, motivation because of because of your past, which is, I think, is a great thing. That's what adversity is. Being able to there's a picture of that's a famous picture of like a concrete, and then like a little daisy that grows through that concrete. So it's just like, that's what adversity is. It's like, all right, you had to go through all this stuff and you're still able to shine. And that should be a motivator for anybody listening and watching, but anybody that that talks with you.
I'd be remiss.
Yeah.
My mom been through a lot.
Yeah.
My sisters have been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My nieces have been through a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of women have been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we sit here and we talk to adult men.
Yeah.
And we talk, and not in general, but it seems like it's generally for men.
Yeah.
If I didn't know any better, I'd be like, oh, this is all about men.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've said nothing that lends itself to women.
Absolutely.
When I first came home,
mm-hmm.
I started working with black men
Yeah.
or black boys, because that's all I was comfortable with.
Yeah.
I would go to the juvenile centers and talk to the boys.
Mm-hmm.
And they finally asked me to go upstairs and talk to the girls. I said, yo, Dre, there's a girls unit upstairs.
Yeah.
Will you talk to them? I said, I don't know about being a girl. My first response.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
Mm-hmm.
They said it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to go upstairs because they need a good motivational speaker and inspiration, and you're that.
Yeah.
I went upstairs, and there was a dorm full of girls,
mm-hmm.
and they wanted to talk. They didn't want to play basketball.
Yeah.
They didn't want to throw football or play tennis. I mean,
mm-hmm.
foosball. They wanted to talk.
Yeah.
And when I started talking to them, domestic violence,
mm-hmm.
prostitution, drug abuse,
mm-hmm.
Molestation, being thrown out in the street. I mean, body shaming. Just go down the list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're ugly. You're this, you're that. We tell young men
mm-hmm.
or older men, go get a job, get a haircut, put on a suit,
mm-hmm.
and you can go pick a wife and start over again.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you were a meth head or a crackhead, the fact that you were whatever you were,
mm-hmm.
is all wiped away.
Yeah.
Once you put that suit on.
Yeah.
And you decide to stand up straight.
Mm.
The message to the women were, you used to be an addict.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be a prostitute. Used to be on whatever. You're no good.
Mm.
You're done. You can't ever be whole again. Somehow, a
mm-hmm.
female who's done drugs can't be fixed. But a male crackhead can be fixed.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the stigma.
It's double standard. It's
way double standard.
Yeah.
So I started telling them, you can be whole again.
Absolutely.
You can be fixed again.
Absolutely.
And you can actually rebuild your life and be accepted into the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, some of my best clients are black females, because a lot of times their past with black men is usually negative, or or they didn't have a father, and a lot of times when we change that perspective on just the self-esteem and knowing that they don't have to be their past. There's this term it's called tabula rasa. And tabula rasa is Latin for blank slate, clean slate, starting fresh, starting anew, not allowing your old experiences to stop you from gaining new ones. And a lot of times we have to, have that tabula rasa mindset, so we don't feel like, our past is going to continue to just drag us and not make us go into the fullest potential. And that's for our females as well, because you're right, because the past can really, make them feel they cannot accomplish what they need to.
I realized through work
Mm-hmm.
it is 10 times harder
Mm-hmm.
for a girl to grow up without a dad than a boy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
10 times harder.
Daddy issues.
It is
all
10
crazy.
times harder for a girl to rebound than
Mhm.
a guy.
Mhm.
It is 10 times harder for a woman to be away from her kids
Mhm.
in prison than a man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And it's just,
Mhm.
they get far less treatment
Yeah.
from greater society.
Mhm.
They get overlooked
Yeah. Yeah. That's
and just
very
like,
true.
cast off.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna let everybody know that they're not they should not feel forgotten. I think everybody deserves a chance. Everybody deserves a chance of redemption. Now it's just about doing this. It is not easy. I know you know this, because we can go into we can go into old habits very quickly, because that's muscle memory. If all your life you've been writing with your right hand, and then somebody told you, yo, it's not good to write with your right hand. You got to start writing with your left, and you're trying, like, this is weird. And you're writing, and you're getting good, but then there's one time you're in a rush. You're like, let me just do my right hand, because
Right.
that's what I'm used to. So it is difficult to get out of a habit, but it's not impossible.
I did an interview a few weeks ago. I told her sister she was beautiful.
Yeah,
She said, that means so much coming from you.
yeah,
I'm like, I didn't get it
Mhm.
because I didn't understand her pain.
yeah. Words are a powerful thing. Words are so powerful, and we tend to overlook that. Wars have been started from words, but you have to understand that what you say to people, but most importantly, what you say to yourself is important, because you're the most influential person in your life. You've been talking to yourself since you were in your mom's womb, all the way till you're gonna be 99, 100 years old. So the person that you talk to the most holds the most influence. So if you're saying nothing but negative things, you're just gonna feel negative, right? So it's important about what you're saying to yourself. And I have people do this exercise all the time, and looking in the mirror and just telling yourself that you matter. And 80% of the people that I tell them to do that, they feel so uncomfortable doing it that they just try it once and never try to do it again.
So they just look in the mirror
Tell
and say,
yourself,
I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
I
How many
matter.
times they need to say it?
I tell people to say it about 3 to 5 times, because the thing is, you say it once, it's like, once you hit that 5th time, you feel something. You feel like some emotion to it, especially if you haven't heard that, like, ever in your life or in a while. Saying these affirmations to yourself can hold so much weight. They can be so powerful. Like, again, I played football, a good amount of my life, and before a game, does the coach do this? All right, bring it in. We're gonna go out here. We're gonna be slow. We're gonna miss all the tackles. We're just gonna, on the count of 3, lose. 1, 2, 3, lose. Coach doesn't do that, right?
No.
He goes, all right, we're gonna be bigger, faster, stronger. We're gonna score, score, score. No one can beat us. We're the best of the best. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, win. He says that, and he's saying these words, and what it does, it motivates you. It gives you that energy. It gives you that drive. It gives you that focus, and just often the power of words. And so we can be our own inner coach by saying these positive things to ourselves. Because if you're saying, man, everyone forgot about me, what's the point? I don't care. You're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel negative. That negative energy is just gonna be brought up, and then you can become what we call an emotional vampire. That's somebody that's been negative for so long, they suck the energy from you to fuel themselves.
Got you.
So we don't want to be that.
What books? The book I thought of earlier when you were talking about mindset was As a Man Thinketh, which is my favorite book of all time.
Yeah.
It just speaks to how thoughts are planted and grow, and it lends itself to emotions beyond thoughts, if you wanted to.
Absolutely.
What are some books you would recommend for our listeners?
Well, one book that was really good, it's called Battle Cry, and it's by the good brother Jason Wilson.
I got it.
You got it. It's a great book.
Battle Cry, Jason.
Yeah. He's a great guy. I talked with him, and he's a powerful individual. Just that energy is there. So I love that book. So Battle Cry is a great one. I would say, I mean, my book's gonna drop soon, so Not Worth My Energy.
No, okay.
I would say, let's see, for that, there's like a million books I'm trying to think of. Let's see, so Battle Cry.
How about we do this?
Yeah.
Because I put you on the spot.
Yeah.
We'll get a list of books.
Yes, get a list of
We're
books.
running across the credits.
Yeah.
For your book suggestions.
Absolutely, that would be perfect. Because like I don't want to miss one, but I also want
You
to
can't get them all, but you can't.
Yeah,
I can name books for 20 hours.
Exactly.
But we're gonna get a list from you. We're running across. On the end of the video, you'll see book suggestions.
Perfect. That's perfect,
brother. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think?
Listen, I think that we are in a new era of just life, and mental health is going to be in the forefront of everyone's situation, especially us as Black people. I think that it's an important piece to understand, and just because we are our minds, and I think everyone needs to invest in their mental wealth and protect their energy. And if you do those two things, there's nothing you can't do.
I'll say this: it is virtually impossible to become wealthy if you have unresolved issues in your mental space.
That's facts.
We already have challenges.
Mm-hmm.
We already have setbacks. We already have stigmas. We already have things marked against us.
Mm-hmm.
The road is not going to be easy.
Yeah, no.
Just without the prison record, road's not easy.
No. Mm-mm.
And it almost makes it impossible if you have unresolved issues.
Yeah, that's facts. Again, you have to look at that boogeyman. You can't allow that trauma or that thought to just be in the back of your head and look away from it, because it's just going to get bigger in your head and it's going to control your life. So we have to face those fears. We have to face these situations in order to feel free.
I'm going to ask this one question on behalf of all my tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm sitting here and I made it to this far in the interview, I'm committed to wanting to be better.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is, Doc, can I be better?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you can be better. The thing is, it takes steps of consistency. It takes steps of wanting to. And it's also just knowing that, again, like you said, this road is not easy, but no road is easy.
So if I start taking the steps and I slip, what should I do?
Listen, you gotta dust yourself up and get back up again. Stepping stones, not gravestones. Every single mistake that we make should be a stepping stone, to be able to know that this is a learning experience. If you see it as a gravestone, then you're not going to try anymore and you're just going to give up. So look at every mistake that we make, every slip up, we see it as a teachable moment, as a stepping stone.
How do I know when I've arrived or crossed the line to mental safety?
Well, the thing is, every single day is different. So there's not going to be a finish line. It's a daily exercise. It's like you can work out for 3 years straight, be diesel, and then you stop working out for 2 years, you're gonna lose all that progress. So it's just gonna be a daily exercise. Yeah, a lifestyle.
Ladies and gentlemen,
yes.
We are in the building.
Yes, Fon's a therapist.
Heard what he said. You can be healthy. You can be whole. And if you want to make it to millions, get your mental right.
That's facts. Appreciate you.
We will see you soon. Appreciate you. If you want, I always ask people, will you come to the prison with me and speak?
Yeah, absolutely.
See the warden, see the superintendent, see the director of programs. Say, hey, I want them brothers that are on the tablet to come to the building, and we will show up live and in person.
Absolutely.
So until then, stay encouraged, stay focused, inspire yourselves, and tap your brother on the shoulder and be like, yo, we're about to make this.
That's facts.
Peace.